So, continuing the trend of showing Voyager some love, back with another video, bro. Back about to check out some more. So, listen, this video here is Voyager Spacecraft, terrifying new signals unlike anything ever seen. Now, it's probably at that time, so keep everything in perspective, all right? It's probably speaking for that time. Don't get all up in arms and be all in the comment section talking about, oh, the James Webb has done did this. You know what I mean? Even though I got an alert to my phone today, and I'm itching to get to it, so I'm gonna check that out, saying that it sent back some new images or some recent images or something like that. Whatever the headline is, I made sure to not get to it yet. You know what I mean? So we're gonna check this video out. If you new, hit that subscribe button, join the family, and prepare yourself. Lock in, let's go.
Voyager 1, Earth's farthest spacecraft, is exploring an area of space where nothing from Earth has ever flown before. The spacecraft has sent back stunning images and vital data from interstellar space that has previously been shrouded in mystery. But in a new turn of events, Voyager 1 seems to be sending weird signals from beyond the solar system, and nobody really knows why. Is 45 years...
Now, quick question for that. Could the weird signals be, you know, it's been out there for a while. I don't know what time when this video was created, how long it had been out there, or what time frame they were talking about. But it's been out there. So could some of these issues be mechanical or something like that, maybe sending, or has it truly seen something or discovered something that's groundbreaking?
The solar system, and nobody really knows why. Is 45 years of space adventures finally taking its toll on Voyager 1, or could it be something else altogether? Welcome to Fact Nominal, and for today's video, we'll be taking a look at the Voyager's remarkable journey thus far and the new random data that has scientists and researchers buzzing. Humanity's curiosity for the world that lies beyond the confines of what we know and understand is always driving us to push for more and more. Voyager 1 and its sister spacecraft Voyager 2 were the result of this unending curiosity to learn about interstellar space and explore the outer planets in our solar system. Initially, NASA had planned to launch 2 spacecraft past Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto, and then 2 others past Jupiter. But given budgetary constraints, they settled on Voyager 1 and Voyager 2. With a weight of more than 720 kilograms, the spacecraft, which is about the size of a subcompact car, was launched on September 5, 1977.
Right.
Voyager 1 was in fact launched after its twin Voyager 2, roughly 2 weeks later, as per their planned flight path and varying speeds. Both Voyager missions were able to take advantage of a rather special alignment of outer planets that happens only once every 176 years, creating a slingshot effect and catapulting the spacecraft from one planet to the next. Despite being the second to launch, Voyager 1 made its way to Jupiter and Saturn first in 1979 and then 1980. But no one had quite expected just what a remarkably long journey Voyager 1 was headed for and how long it would remain operational in space. After its successful launch, Voyager 1 raced past its twin and was the first to get behind the main asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter. The spacecraft's first ever picture of Jupiter was sent back to Earth in April 1978, when the probe was still 165 million miles, or 265 million kilometers from planet Earth. It began to snap pictures and collect data about the giant planet, and was the first to uncover 2 new moons, Phoebe and Metis. For the first time, detailed pictures of the Jovian moons Io, Europa, Ganymede, Callisto, and Amalthea were beamed back to Earth, which forever changed the way we understand the great ice worlds. Stunning discoveries were made by the in-depth data and images.
Every single time I look at this, bro, I just get like in awe, and then it quickly goes into like a little horror feel a little bit, because like, what is that? Like, that's a different type of storm. We all watch the news stations when we have weather alerts and different things like that, or you hear about a tornado or a hurricane out in the Gulf or something like that, getting ready and threatening to make landfall, and they always show you from like the eye of the storm, and you see that. But when you see this type of eye of a storm, that's different. That's beyond, like, that just, I don't want to say it makes those like less than, but it's really like putting its foot on their throat. That's all I'm saying.
Worlds. Stunning discoveries were made by the in-depth data and images provided, like Io and its many volcanoes having active interiors, or Europa with its far smoother surface showing hints of being a secret ocean world. After a year of exploring Jupiter, it was time for the spacecraft to turn its attention towards Saturn. Once again, Voyager 1 proved just how little we knew about our neighboring planets and made more discoveries on the ringed planet as well. It targeted the F-ring, the mysterious thing.
And then, like, I'm surprised it didn't collide with some of this stuff out there. You see this? Like, how did it navigate through that, or did it not come close? Was this a distant view of it? Because it looks like traveling through that would have damaged it. You know what I mean? And I know they kind of prepared, but when you putting something out there in the unknown and you're trying to figure things out, you really can't prepare for everything. You know, you can try to. So I'm wondering, is this a distant shot, or did it navigate through this? And if it did, wow, that's like, whew.
One proved just how little we knew about our neighboring planets and made more discoveries on the ringed planet as well. It targeted the F-ring, the mysterious thin structure that had been discovered by NASA's Pioneer 11 probe. Here it discovered Prometheus and Pandora, two prominent moons, along with Atlas and a completely new ring. Titan, the second largest moon in the solar system, proved to be more of a challenge because of its thick orange haze, which would only be photographed years later by the Huygens atmospheric probe. Voyager 1 continued its primary mission of exploring and snapping images of every angle of Saturn and its moons, till it was finally time to make its way to interstellar space. But not before taking one of the most iconic images in spaceflight history, the pale blue dot, an image taken nearly 3.7 billion miles, or 6 billion kilometers away from Earth, showing the planet suspended as nothing but a tiny dot against the vast expanse of space.
Like, we just a mere crumb, bro. Just a mere crumb. Nothing, just a speck, just out there, just something can come along and just flick us along out the way, bro. That's like take that in, just absorb that for a second and just realize that even though we step out our homes and we look up and it's just massive, this earth is massive, but in the grand scheme of things, just a little pebble, baby. We just a little pebble.
Nothing but a tiny dot against the vast expanse of space. Perhaps the most exciting part of the spacecraft's journey is when it ventured into interstellar space, the first of its kind to do so. Voyager 1 officially left the heliosphere, the giant bubble of charged particles that the sun blows around itself, and in August 2012 entered interstellar space. The discovery was made when a powerful solar eruption was recorded by Voyager 1's plasma wave instrument, causing electrons near Voyager 1 to vibrate intensely. From these oscillations, the team was able to discover that the probe's surroundings had a higher density than what one might find within the heliosphere. Researchers were able to backtrack through the spacecraft's data and nail down the exact date of departure from the heliopause, August 25th, 2012. Since flying into interstellar space, Voyager 1 has made some astounding discoveries. intense cosmic radiation, and demonstrating how charged particles from the sun react with the ones emitted by other stars, along with a slew of mind-blowing images, just seemed to be the beginning of its journey. Voyager 2, its twin, also crossed the heliopause into interstellar space on November 5, 2018, putting both the Voyager missions beyond the solar system. In its journey venturing beyond the solar system, Voyager 1 has gone further than any other human-made object in the world, setting records that might take a while to beat. But exactly how far from Earth has the iconic spacecraft ventured? According to NASA, it's now more than 15 billion miles, or 24 billion kilometers away. While the mission has generally proceeded without major problems, scientists involved in the mission have recently noticed that there appear to be some mysterious signals the probe has been sending their way. While Voyager 1 is fully functioning and hasn't recorded any problems, it seems to be confused about its location in space, and this is without...
Yep. Something's done tapped into it. We might have a problem. Something might be trying to take over, tap in, gather our information that we already have. You know what I mean? Reprogram it or something like that. That's what it sounds like, bro. And you know what that can mean, right?
Their way. Well, Voyager 1 is fully functioning and hasn't recorded any problems. It seems to be confused about its location in space, and this is without going into safe mode or sounding any alarms, which it ideally should. NASA says that an antenna attached to Voyager 1, which is pointed at Earth to send back data, still appears to be working, but it seems to be sending back data that is completely invalid. NASA released an official statement after concerns emerged, saying the Interstellar Explorer is operating normally, receiving and executing commands from Earth, along with gathering and returning science data. But readouts from the probe's Attitude Articulation and Control System, or AACS, don't really reflect what's happening on board. Which leads to the question, what exactly is happening on board? As with anything space-related, everyone was quick to speculate that there might be some alien signals being sent our way, or...
See what I'm saying? Something may be intersecting the signals, bro. And what it's picking up and reading could be the communication to it from something else something unknown.
Perhaps Voyager 1 is being intercepted and purposefully sending back confusing signals. Scientists have been quick to refute this, though, and any hopes for life beyond Earth interfering with the legendary spacecraft don't seem very likely, as much as some would wish. The AACS controls the spacecraft's orientation and, among its other tasks, keeps the Voyager's high-gain antenna pointed precisely at Earth to enable it to send data back home. For now, all signs show the AACS to be working well, but the data being received isn't really adding up. For instance,
But that don't mean it's not important, though. See, that's the thing I hope they're taking into consideration, is the fact that the data you're receiving, although it may not be what you think it is, it could be more than what you think it is. It could be, you know what I mean? We just got to figure out a way to decipher it. That could be the key to it.
working well, but the data being received isn't really adding up. For instance, the data may appear to have been generated randomly or doesn't reflect any possible state the AACS could be in. Another puzzling issue is the fact that no onboard fault protection systems have been triggered, and neither have the Voyager 1 signals been weakened by any means. As of now, the team seems to be very confident that despite possible challenges, they'll be able to face it like they have in the past. What exactly these signals and invalid data is, no one knows. But for now, NASA seems to be satisfied with the fact that everything else seems to be working well, and Voyager personnel will either attempt to fix it or adapt to it. A signal from Earth currently takes approximately 20 hours and 33 minutes to reach Voyager 1, and the same delay exists when receiving data. project manager Suzanne Dodd stated that a mystery like this is sort of par for the course at this stage of the Voyager mission. She also emphasized that not only is the spacecraft 45 years old, it's also now in...
It's crazy, yo. The spacecraft is way older than me. That's insane to think of. You know what I'm saying? And it's been out there that long. Working properly, by the way, mind you. That's like I said on the other video though, man, like it was launched before I was even thought of. Like that's insane. 40 something years old. Like, you know what I mean? The spacecraft is almost able to retire. You know what I mean? Like draw a pension or something.
That not only is the spacecraft 45 years old, it's also now in interstellar space. It's a region about which we know very little, so perhaps the high radiation environment is messing up the probe's signals, and scientists will have to find a way to either decode it or work with it. She also further stated that this is no doubt the last of Voyager 1's challenges on its journey through interstellar space. Despite the new glitch from the mission, Voyager 1 is still breaking barriers decades after its successful launch. The mission completely took everyone by surprise with how long it's been able to venture beyond the solar system, giving us hope for future missions. As of right now, Voyager 1 and Voyager 2 are both well beyond their planetary targets and much farther than they were ever expected to go. Spacecraft project manager Suzanne Dodd at the Jet Propulsion Laboratory near Los Angeles, California, stated every day is a new record for Voyager. It is yet to make more stunning discoveries beyond the solar system, and perhaps in another 40,000 years, it'll drift within 1.6 light years, or 9.3 trillion miles, of star AC 793888 in the constellation Camelopardalis. The Voyager Interstellar Mission, or VIM, according to the team, still has the potential to obtain more interplanetary and interstellar fields, particles, and waves, and could be shooting back data, and in this case perhaps some more weird signals, until around 2025. Only time will tell what more Voyager 1 has in store for us before operations end, whereupon it will eternally wander the Milky Way and beyond. So what are your thoughts on the messages Voyager 1 is sending back to NASA? Tell us in the comments below. Don't forget to smash the...
I just hope they ain't scrap it. Just thinking that it's just some, you know what I mean? Just random data or some faulty data or something like that. I just hope they ain't scrap it. I just think once they sit with it and somebody some kind of way, or maybe some type of robot well beyond it's you know what I mean? One of those supercomputers can figure it out or something like that, man. We may be able to tap into something with that information, you know? But shout outs to Voyager, man. Still breaking records to this day. And that's just incredible. You know what I mean? I know they're super proud because it's went well beyond they ever thought it would do. You know, anytime you do something or you build something or you design something and it gives you way more than you ever anticipated it could, it does way more. Yeah. It's safe to say they're pretty pleased with those Voyagers. So shout outs to them, man. You know what I mean? But y'all get at me in the comment section. What you let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about the data. You know what I mean? Do you feel like that, or do you think it's just time? You know what I mean? It's starting to give out stuff because it's been out there so long. So it's giving out maybe some random information. You know what I mean? Who knows? But it's good to dream that it could be something else, right? Y'all get at me. Let me know what you think. Stick around and stay tuned. Leave a like, share the video, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.